Now, you might have noticed that I've slightly reorganized things around here, and I feel sure that some of the changes will prove controversial, at least among some of my regular viewers. So, let me explain why. It's all down to light. Previously, you had a lovely view out of the window, which was sometimes more entertaining than anything else in the video. Problem was, it made it very difficult for me to find time to film, especially on sunny days. You see, from early morning until after lunchtime, the sun shines in directly through that window, and while I could film during those times, it would look really awful. Even in the late afternoon when the sun is on the other side of the house, it actually reflects off a blank white wall just outside that window, and that results in a weird, washed out, glowing look. And even when the sun wasn't shining, the constantly changing light conditions played havoc with everything. It was really difficult to get the lighting and the exposure settings just right. And filming after dark, and at this time of year it starts to get dark around 4 p.m, well, that wasn't any good either, because if I'd done that, then you would just have seen the entire room reflected in the window. With this setup, I can block out all the natural light and give myself a much easier time. The disadvantage, of course, is that you lose the view. The advantage is that I can be a lot more flexible with my time. I've made a few other minor changes, most designed to make it look as if I know what I'm doing. I'll probably experiment a little bit more, we'll see how it goes. And that brings me to the postcards behind me. They've been up there for a very long time. Way too long. And that is down to my own laziness, I'm afraid. Because you've all been sending me postcards, which I've been collecting and never actually putting on display. So, before I move on to my last topic, let me fix that by just quickly showing you all the postcards that I've received since. And if you recognize one of yours and think, oh, wow, I sent that one years ago. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but here goes. A big thank you to everyone who sent me a postcard. The address to send them to is coming up in the closing credits. And finally, travel videos. Hopefully. I've always said that I'll start travelling again when mask mandates are lifted on public transport, and now some German states are doing exactly that. And With a little bit of luck, the Deutschland ticket will be a reality in the spring. That is all going to make travel a lot easier, and I've already been making some plans, which at this stage is basically just a wish list of places I'd like to visit. I have actually done a couple of travel videos in the last couple of years, mostly those involving no more than a day trip, plus one that I filmed because I had to be somewhere anyway. But if you've seen those, then that's the kind of style of video that I'm hoping to do more of. I'll link to one of them in the closing credits and in the description. And that, I think, is all I need to say for now. Thank you all for your continued support, and once again, thanks to everybody who sent me a postcard. Conditions played havoc with everything, and so on. So, before I move on to my last topic, let me fix that by quickly showing you all the somewhere anyway.